Hello, Trike Patrol fans. Once again, we are back. Thank you for tuning in to the official Trike Patrol podcast, and it's your host, Mr. C. And today we have a co-host. Hello, Jada.
Hi, how are you?
Well, anytime I'm with you on the podcast, it's a great day, so I'm doing really good. So what's going on?
Not much. Today I did some errands. I hung out with my friends, went to Seafood City, ate my favorite Filipino foods, and I got some snacks. And now I'm home and I'm talking to you.
Well, it's very interesting. It's like every time we talk, we just got to bring up Seafood City.
I just feel like it's so funny because I was thinking the same thing. Like when I was in there, I remember texting you and I was like, hey, I'm in Seafood City. And like, it's just, I don't know, every time we talk, the stars are aligned where it's usually a time that I feel like going. And then I happen to be on this podcast. So it's super funny that way.
Well, it's for sure has everything that you need if you're looking for Filipino food.
Yeah, there's lots of.
So what did you end up buying?
So I had sinigang today.
Ooh.
But I'll show you my snacks really quick. I got this.
Yan. All right.
Mm-hmm. So I love this stuff. I already ate some of this, but the
Boy bawang.
The garlic flavor. I love garlic.
Gotta get the garlic flavor.
I got shrimp chips.
Well, those are good.
A coconut water.
Very healthy.
I never tried this before, but it's the banana pocky.
And you're making me hungry with all those delicious snacks.
Yeah, and then I got these little wafers. I remember eating these when I was younger. My Lola always had them. So, yeah.
Some good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So, overall, how you doing since the last time we spoke?
Doing pretty good. Doing a lot of stuff with mainstream. I've been taking acting classes, which has been a lot of fun. And it's definitely been a change from being an adult to also mainstream acting, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, it's such a different transition in acting wise. I feel like porn acting is very like, it's
Actual?
porn cheesy, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But I mean, acting, it's like, you kind of have to portray certain emotions. You have to, really think about how you want your audience to feel. So it's been a really cool learning curve for me. So I'm super excited for like my upcoming projects that I have coming up. Can't really talk about them too much, but I am doing something really cool with HBO. And yeah, I'm super excited. And I'm working on a movie right now too.
Wow. So jack of all trades. Well, really proud of you, and I'm really happy to hear that you're doing really well and you're having a lot of fun.
Yes, thank you.
And I can't wait. Like, it's funny. Last year, it's been about a year since the first podcast interview, and it was with you, of course, which everyone has just loved. And it was a really great interview. I'll tell you that. I really set the bar really high with this podcast channel. But you were also already shooting for an HBO production, right?
Yeah, so I did like a lot of background work for a while, and I was shooting for them. The show has not dropped yet. It's supposed to drop like I think they've had so much like production stuff with that show. It's not going to be, I think, airing until like the summer. The one that I was filming for a while. But yeah, like when I first hopped on this podcast, I remember I just was like in the middle of like kind of making a decision from transitioning from adult to regular acting. And I don't like it's been so much fun for me. I mean, I feel like the adult industry will also have like, like a little special place in my heart, but I'm having a lot of fun with doing this stuff too.
Now, I'm curious. So when you're on set and you're doing the mainstream acting, are people aware that you do come from the adult industry?
Yeah, and what's super funny is it's a hit or miss. Usually they're like,
oh my God, nice.
Yeah, or they're honestly really fucking rude.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten that before. Where they'll be nice to you when they first meet you, but then once you tell them like, oh yeah, like they're like, oh, like who represents you, or like, where do you come from, like et cetera, like who's your agent? And I tell them like, oh, like I got into background work and acting from porn. Mm-hmm. And they kind of like don't treat you as like equal to them, like you're like less than. But I just think it's also like that stigma that a lot of people I guess aren't accepting as that space to be as open to have like different types of like people that come from everywhere.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I'm used to it now. I think I used to get very discouraged from it, but now it's just kind of like, it's just it's the name of the game, for
Yeah,
sure.
and I think when you enter this, when you enter adult work, I think you will always have that in the back of your mind, like, am I being judged in the normal real world? So yeah, I totally understand what you're talking about. So yeah, that's really cool. And once anything is up on HBO or whatever, let me know. I would really love to
For
check it
sure.
out and say,
You'll be the first to know, and then we'll definitely celebrate. I mean, I remember like last time I saw you, we had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, which was the Pinay Eats episode that was dropped maybe a month and a half ago, which yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of Red Horse, I'll tell you that. A lot of good food.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you. I called my family in the Philippines and I was talking to them about the Red Horse and us going to that restaurant and stuff. And they were like, "Oh, we already saw it."
Oh, wow, I guess they are one of our fellow followers.
Well, no, it's super funny because like one of my cousins, she saw it and she was like, "Oh, it was really cool hearing you talk about our Lola and about growing up and stuff." Because like her and I are not close in that way, but it was like cool for her to hear that from like my perspective about how it was growing up for me, like cooking with my grandma and stuff. And now like she just anytime like like she's on like YouTube, she saw those past two videos, she saw the bullet one, she thought it was super funny.
I think we all found it a little funny, right?
Oh my gosh, no, but like my family was giving me shit. They were like, "You need to do a rematch. Like, come on, like you should be able to eat that." And I told them, I was like, maybe I can get past the yolk, but the bird itself, I'm not sure. Maybe I would need a little bit more Red Horse to do that. Like I would have to be pretty fucked up. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, there's we could always get you on the red eye and fly you out here to Northern California, and perhaps we could give it another try, right?
I'll be down to give it another try, but I'm telling you, I would need to be like extremely loaded. Like
hey,
I mean,
we can make that happen. No problem at all.
For sure. But like like that area had really insane. I think that Filipino food was probably the best that I've had in a restaurant before. Obviously, what you eat at home is going to be way better, in my opinion. But that place was insane. It was so good. They had everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was really good. And we had so much food to where I remember, if you remember, if you bought a couple Red Horses, it came with the free Pulutan, aka in English would be
that was pretty cool though too. It came with like drinking appetizers.
Yeah, and by the like the third, fourth round, we were like, oh, we're good. Like we already have way too much food.
Oh my god, no! It was so much food. It was so much food, and like, it was so good. It was so good. Well, when I was eating Filipino food today, I was thinking about that place.
Well, we had to give you the Trike Patrol experience. We do big things here at TrikePatrol.com everywhere we go.
Yes. Thank you.
Right. So today, we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna get deeper into adult content.
Yes.
Something that we have yet to really do. So we'll be talking about niches, categories, scenarios when it comes to adult film. And I was gonna do this by myself, but I was like, well, who really wants to listen to Mr. C, this dude just talking about porn? It's not gonna be fun, right? So I figured if I brought a beautiful Filipina like yourself, we would have a lot more fun, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, I made a little list, and if perhaps you can share any experiences you have when that you might have shot doing these niches or whatever. So first, I want to talk about a very interesting one, and I know you had brought a friend when I met you. Was that last month in San Bruno, and we had talked about this niche, BDSM. What's your experience with it?
Okay, so I think that before I got into adult, I thought that BDSM was like handcuffs.
That's it,
like, right? Maybe a little bit of rope, but I had
hog tie.
Yeah, like I don't know, like and like like the fucking 50 grades of shade, the grade shit. Like I don't know. I really didn't know much about it before getting into adult. But like BDSM is so cool because there's so many different forms of it.
Exactly. Yes.
There's so much to it. Like people really see it as more of an art, which is like I think that's super cool. That's incorporated into the adult industry. I had one BDSM shoot where we used rope, like shibari,
Now, I'm
And
curious. Was this the one when I was in the line at the mall in Foot
yeah,
Locker getting a
yeah,
titty
you
pic?
remember that one?
And I was like, Jesus, fuck. Like, no, that's this. This is when I had the 8 plus, and so I had a big ass screen. So I'm in line, and you sent me a picture, a titty shot. And it was just like, wow, okay, thank you, Jada. Like, get me in trouble here in public. So it's funny that you brought that up because I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
No, but like when I saw the rope at first, I was like, oh, like,
What's happening?
am I gonna be? But no, it like made me feel super hot. The scene came out great, and like it's all about also I think BDSM is like has to do like a lot with like control too, and it's like it was super fun to shoot that. I'm definitely not open to doing more stuff like that. Like again, it was super cool. But yeah, I feel like as far as porn goes with BDSM, I think that it's so important too to like whoever you're working with, you guys like share your experiences with BDSM in that way. Because like I feel like it's all about communication.
And it's funny you bring that up. Like, what if an 18-year-old first time on set arrives on set for an extreme, real hardcore BDSM shoot, and she's never done it before? Perhaps it might kind of scare her away, and she might not want to do it again. But what's your thoughts on that?
I feel like
is it something you have to kind of, like you said, communicate with who
you really have to think about? And the thing is that I feel like, you know, in my opinion, like younger girls getting into the industry, like that's definitely something they have to consider if they're ready to do one of their first scenes like that, because it can be a lot for you emotionally too. You know what I mean? It really can. So I feel like, yeah, like that can be super overwhelming.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. Now I can't recall, but if you go to a model's bio, is that going to be on limits or not limits? Is BDSM going to be on there usually?
Like if you go on their like their agency, like an agency page.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like you can like when you sign up with an agency, or if they want to like work with you, you can put your do's and don'ts right there. Like mine,
and BDSM would be something that you'd either do or you don't,
that
right?
You would be open to, yeah. And then your agent can book you that way. But it's like, I mean, I was like, when I first started, I was open to doing pretty much anything but anal.
I was just gonna ask you. So, have you still not done anal?
No, I don't do it. And the reason why being is just because it's like I just can't. I know that it takes like 20 to 30 minutes to really kind of like get it in there and stuff. But the thing is that I just can't get past that little part where like you're first starting, where it like starts to hurt. Like, I don't know. I think that if I were to ever start shooting anything like that, I'd have to do some intense anal training for sure.
Oh, well, I think if you have the right amount of lube, I think.
But it's like the funny thing is, my fans, they're waiting for it. They're waiting for it for sure.
Oh yeah, trust me. We get a lot of requests in the member section of TrikePatrol.com when we have a hot model and she didn't do anal. Well, for sure, we're going to get a couple requests asking for this model to come back for an anal scene. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's funny. It seems while we're talking about anal, let's make it a discussion. So, I mean, anal. It seems anal is very popular. And honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I like it, but it's not something that I'm going to beg my favorite model to do.
Yeah.
It's cool and all. It's cool doing it like in person. But
I feel like it can just be also very like it's either you like it or you don't.
There you go. Very well said. Yes.
Yeah, it's like caviar. It's an acquired taste.
Well, I like that.
It's definitely an acquired taste. It's like caviar.
There you go. But although caviar is a lot more expensive than, well, I guess, anal scenes.
Anal can be expensive too.
Yeah. Please forgive me. You're right. So there you go. Very good way to explain it. So yeah, I guess enough of anal. Let's move on to. How about MILFs? Now, I wanted to ask you: have you been booked yet? You're not. I wouldn't say you're a MILF quite yet.
So it's so funny you say that because I turned like 27 and then immediately was considered like a MILF online. People will start referring to me more as a MILF in that way. But I've shot a couple MILF scenes.
Very interesting. And well,
But
as
it's
you know,
super it's super different though for me because it's like I obviously think I look a little bit younger, but then I look at girls that are just now getting in the industry and they look way younger than me. So I guess I could see maybe how the age works in that way, but porn is super weird in that way where you can be like 24 years old and you can be booked for a MILF scene. It really doesn't necessarily matter, I guess, in terms of your age. It's just kind of like about like how you carry yourself in that way.
yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and I want to say the sweet spot.
MILF scenes are kind of fun though because it's like you're usually more dominant.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I have like a very dominant personality where it's like it's fun for me,
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's very interesting because we do have a MILF site, milftrip.com, I do want to mention. So if ever you do come back to the industry, perhaps one day we can get you on milftrip.com.
It's so funny that you say when I come back because I get messages a lot. They're like, make your grand return.
Yeah, of course. You've done really well, and there's a lot of great content that you've put out there featuring your beautiful self.
Thank you.
Yeah, and and I'm pretty sure every model has a very loyal fan base. Any model, it really depends. And I know you interact well with your fans, and that's what it's all about.
And like they're super super sweet to me. They're so nice. And like they've been super supportive with like my career shift, I guess, and it's been super cool to still have them here. So it's been very exciting because when I like talk about like my acting class or like what's going on, like they get excited too. So like that's how I know that they actually support me and they don't really want to see my fucking butthole.
Yeah, I mean that's always a plus. It's always a bonus.
Oh, it's a plus, yeah.
But I do want to say, the sweet spot for a MILF is probably around, like you said. It's funny that you said 27. When you hit 27, that's when you started getting booked for some MILF.
Immediately, it was like clockwork. Like
exactly.
Midnight hit. And it was like, happy birthday, mommy. And I was like, whoa.
Well, time flies, I'll tell you that.
Huh?
Time flies. So,
No, yeah, like fuck, I'm gonna be like 28 this year. I'm like, shit, am I gonna be starting doing like gilf porn soon? Like shit. Like... I
almost choked on my damn drink. I was gonna say for MILFs, the sweet spot is like 28 to probably 50, probably I don't know, 28 to probably 55 top, and then after that you start hitting the gilf category.
I have never done a scene though with like a gilf, dilf, or anything like that. But like the thing is that like sometimes I'll like like if you go on like Pornhub you'll see it, right? Obviously like it'll like be on like the first page or something. And I feel like it's so interesting, like. Because these women, I'm just like, I get tired after like fucking 8 minutes of sex, okay? These fucking women are like fucking like crazy. They're doing like fucking like porn gymnastics in the bedroom, and I'm just not capable of that sometimes.
Well, with the average Joe, sexual intercourse is probably an average of what? I read this before. It's I think like a minute and a half. And that's worldwide. There was some kind of article I read.
A minute and a half?
Yeah, like come on, when we bang our girlfriends or in your case a boyfriend, when you're having regular, it's not gonna last like what a scene does, right?
So no, like here's the thing. I thought that like for a while that like like 10 minutes, 15, maybe 30 was pushing it. If it's past that, I'm like, what's going on? Like, there's something wrong with you. I get tired. I get tired.
Well, when we're talking porn, it's like, you have to reach a certain time to be able to create.
Well, porn is like, when you're shooting porn, it's a little bit different where like you're talking about what you're going to do from start to finish. From your first couple minutes of that interaction to the end. And like there's photos and stuff, and there's like breaks in between. But like, how I always liked filming was like they kind of like you kind of time it in your head. Does that make sense? Yeah. So like maybe it's like 10 minutes of missionary, another 10 minutes of this, 10 minutes of that, and like it's just like you get the little breaks in between. But like, you know, sex outside of that, it's like obviously like I'm not gonna fucking like tell my boyfriend like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna eat my, you know, like
you're gonna eat my ass.
It's not any like, yeah, like you're gonna fucking bend me over and do X, Y. Like it's never. It's like that'd be weird.
I think in real life, you know, you'll probably top 2 positions on average, right? But
yeah,
the typical porn scene, I don't write scripts. We don't use that word. I've never wrote a script before in my life. But I would, if I ever did, I would say 5 to 7 positions.
Yeah, that seems about standard. I remember when I filmed for you guys years ago. It was just like my favorite type of like porn is like when it's like all like improv and you just have to like you kind of talk about the scenario a little bit, but then you just kind of just go off on how you would be in that situation. It's more fun that way.
Exactly, it's more natural.
When there's a whole ass fucking script, I'm like it's like bigger than a fucking like Shakespeare novel. I'm like I don't know if I can do this right now. Like I mean I'll do it, but it's like it's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're already having to think about how you're supposed to look on camera on top of like your lines. It's like so many things going on in your head, I guess.
Now, have you shot scenes where the script was like, oh my fucking God, I have to really.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It was so long. It was so long.
Again, we don't write scripts, so I wouldn't know.
No. It was really long, and to be honest with you, like being in mainstream now, I think that sometimes it's longer than a mainstream script. Like
now, in mainstream, is there times where you can kind of go natural with it, and they allow you to kind of you don't have to go word by word?
You don't necessarily have to go word by word, but you definitely have to let them know like if like you like how they feel about changing up certain things, or like they would rather have you add than take away, if that makes sense.
Because they can edit it out. Is that what it is?
They can edit it out, or also like you know like they can not only that see how they like it, because obviously you don't want to like you know make anybody mad as terms of like the writers go or anything. So writers, it's like
producers, you know.
I mean, I've never tried to take away from like a mainstream set, but like adding it is like a different story.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, so scripts are very interesting. I'll tell you that. So let's talk about the next niche.
What do you have for me?
Now, so how would you say? I just want to confirm. Would you say it's niche or niche? I
thought it was niche, but maybe
I YouTube this because usually you know in the adult industry we do a lot of we don't do a lot of talking. It's more typing when communicating.
But I don't know. Like when you asked me originally to come on here, I was like, I don't know what he means by that. But
really gonna call me out like that, Jada? Come on, you gonna embarrass me like that, bro? No, I literally watched a YouTube video and they said niche. They said NEESH, bro.
I thought it was niche or I don't know.
It's like what is this? What is this guy talking about, man? But it's a French word. Now you can say it in French, or I mean, of course, we're not French, but you know, I guess in American or in English, American English, we would say. So how would you say it? Please tell me.
Niche.
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 Are you gonna keep doing this? Niche. NEESH. You know, let's talk about something, but let's talk about interracial.
Okay.
So I find this, well, I guess this fits us very well at TrikePatrol.com, Tuk Patrol, Asian Sex Diary, most of our sites within the network. So I'm sure you've been booked for this exact type of content, correct?
Yes, I have. I definitely have.
What experience do you have on set with this?
I mean, I feel like you would treat it as any other scene, but it, like, you know, the thing is that like interracial can go so many different ways because I guess some people, how do I say it? They might have a different idea of what it is.
Now, if you search it, I'm pretty sure you'll agree. What will you find? Let's say you go to Pornhub and you search this interracial. I'm pretty damn sure a majority of what comes out is going to be a white girl taking a BBC, right?
Yeah, but the thing is in that, and that's fine and all, but it's like it comes to a point too where it's like I know, like, you know, I'm not gonna ever hate on anybody how they're shooting or how they're making money, but I mean, a lot of people are into the whole like race play thing, and like that's what I mean is like it can be it's such a slippery slope, you know. But like yeah, when you look it up, it's like you're not gonna just see like like a Filipino girl or something like that. Typically, you'll see like like a white girl or something. For sure.
I agree. So
I think that interracial is like it has a different meaning to like like I guess our fans in a way. But to me it's like it can be anything.
Exactly.
It can be anything.
The thing is, I don't think anybody, well, I'm sure a lot of people will. I don't think many people will search interracial.
No.
But it's a category that you can click and you can find scenes that you might perhaps like.
You can find it, yeah, but like, and it's like, but the thing is that, like I said, people, when you look it up, you only really see like one type of girl shooting that. I mean, if like you looked it up and like, let's say like I did on like a quote unquote interracial scene, you probably wouldn't see me on there. It would just be like a regular scene.
A regular scene being?
Like just like a regular boy girl. Like it wouldn't be like, like Jada Cruz, interracial, blah, 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 blah. It would be like just like, like big tittied. I love it when they do that. They're like big tittied, takes whatever. It's like, okay.
There's a whole, I mean, I'm sure you know that there's a whole big reason behind that.
I love that's my favorite thing is the titles that they come up with. It's so funny. It's so funny to me.
Trust me, I know what you're talking about. Let's imagine doing Twitter tweets for at work and having to wanting to do something different every damn day. It could be a little challenging, I'll tell you that.
For sure. No, but it's like it's super funny. I love it. I mean,
you don't want to keep putting horny Filipina fucked.
Horny Filipino fucks.
Horny Filipino
blowjob store.
you gotta change it up. You gotta get it to where it's engaging, where people can be like, ooh, wow, I want to click that play button. So yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I really hope that like what I see is that like interracial would have like I guess like a broader span of like a meaning to what it is in the adult industry rather than when you look it up you only see like one type of shot being made. Does that make sense?
A little bit. I kind of get what you're saying, yeah.
Like like I guess like a broader spectrum would be cool to see. But like I said, the industry is constantly growing, constantly changing. And that's the cool part is that like that's what like porn is. It's always going to be changing. It's always going to be growing. I mean,
I agree. And what was great yesterday will never be known tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got to kind of keep up with the trends.
For sure. Yeah. What's the next one on your list?
Well, amateur.
Oh, yes. Yes, the amateur porn.
I like this one.
The amateur porn.
And you know what?
Yes. Oh.
This is where TrikePatrol.com started the legendary pay site.
Before I got signed, I was independent for a while, right? I did a lot of amateur scenes. And I honestly think that like that's the most fun porn ever to really see me shot. It's super fun. It's super fluid.
Well, when we say amateur, are we talking? Do you think we're talking about the producer, the cameraman, the models? What do you think?
I'm thinking models in a sense. What were you thinking?
Models. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say models. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because it's like.
But I want to say independent and amateur are totally different.
Yeah, they are.
I want to say amateur is a model that we have a lot of at TrikePatrol.com, TrikePatrol.com. It's models that I want to say they'll do really well because you won't find them everywhere on the web. No, I'm serious. I'm just speaking what I think.
Like they're not. It's like not typical. Like they don't typically shoot actively. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, because we could promote this 10 models on a single page, right? And that could be the seller. That they will never find these models anywhere else on the web. We hold that. We have the treasure chest. If I'm making sense, do you kind of get where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm getting like, it's like you wouldn't be able to like really necessarily search them, and it's like they have like by a stage name, and there's like a list of videos type of thing.
Yeah, and they perhaps shot no more than 2 times, and they're on one pay site.
See, like I was getting a little confused what you were talking about. I'm sorry about that because I was like,
no. It's a really good discussion because but also amateur could also be, to a certain extent, our producers in the Philippines can also be labeled as amateur because we're not are on set in the Philippines aren't the 4 cameras. You've been on set with big studios, right?
Yeah, of course.
And how, if you don't mind sharing with our listeners,
there's a lot
how
going
was your
on.
first experience? Yeah, there's a lot going on, right?
There's a lot going on. There's like light people. There's like all these fucking camera people. There's a lot of lights. There's like a lot of like, you have a makeup and hair person.
Exactly, yeah.
You have like an intimacy coordinator. There's just a lot going on.
Well, let's rewind. Intimacy coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I've been doing this for, I don't know, 6 years now, and I've never heard of that job title before.
So it's basically like someone on set that makes sure that like, you know, you're getting everything you need and that like you're doing okay, you're comfortable with the scene. I guess like they kind of make sure that the shoot goes a little bit more smoothly for people.
Make sure that everybody's
taken care of, everybody's needs are met, nobody's uncomfortable, everybody's like, you know, on the same page, that type of thing.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you shared that because it really shows that, you know, in this industry, and I've talked about this many times with other folks that, you know, in this industry, people do take care of one another.
One another. Yeah, and it's like, I mean, when I first started out, I didn't even know that was necessarily a thing, but like, you know, once you get booked for like, you know, bigger shoots, you know, it's kind of good to have like they're so sweet too because like, you know, like during takes they'll be like, hey, like, do you need something to drink? They'll give you a wipe. They'll like, you know, ask if you're hungry, like that type of thing. And, you know, make sure that like, you know, like you're being respected as a model.
Thank you for sharing that. And I agree. Even, you know, with shoots in the Philippines, producers, even myself, you know, I would always make sure that, you know, I would offer catering on set, not actual catering where they're bringing out freaking, what do you call those, sternos or whatever, you know. But, you know, there's food on set, there's water, there's drinks, you know, being non-alcoholic, of course. But yeah, I think when you take care of models, it's going to create a good scene.
I think that also helps with like the shoot environment as well. Where
exactly.
I feel like also too, it's like, especially with like newer models too, it can be a little bit, I guess, overwhelming for them to be on set.
Yeah.
And like they feel like they can't really voice what they need. But if like, you know, there's someone there that, you know, is offering them those things, it's like easier to, you know, I guess take those offers rather than asking for them.
Yeah, like you said, you know, with newer models, you want them to be as comfortable as possible on their first experiences.
Like, I mean, like the thing is that like anybody who fucking says they get into porn and they were like, you know, like on it like that and like they were super for like, yeah, you want to obviously be comfortable, but it's fucking scary. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Of course.
Like you're fucking on camera in front of people. Like granted, like when I started doing porn, I just got out of a relationship. I never fucked another guy before.
You were I'm sorry, you were a virgin?
No. I had sex with my last relationship.
Okay.
But the next time I ever slept with a guy was on camera. So I was a little nervous, obviously, because I was like, am I fucking doing this right? Like, you know, like, what's going on here? First time I ever did anything with a girl was on camera. Like, you could see it in my face. I was like a little nervous. So anybody who says that, like, you know, they get into this industry and it was like, you know, a piece of cake I don't necessarily believe that because everybody has their, you know, their things with it. You know, whether if it's like, you know, you being comfortable with yourself sexually or like, you know, performing. Porn is like, yeah, sex is part of it, but also how you look, how you sound, how you're acting during that scene is just as important. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
So here's another one that's become pretty popular. Gaming or a gamer chick? And we talked about this before. Remember, you had mentioned, I think it was last year, you said you might have wanted to start a what's the platform for gaming and all that?
The Twitch. Yeah.
Twitch.
But I wanted
Dude.
I wanted to like bake or something for people.
I thought you wanted to game, bro.
Oh, I don't game like that. There's no way.
No, here's the thing. You don't have to game or be good at it, but if you can just
like,
show your titties, but not, of course, not the nips, you know, but you'll get a lot of reactions.
Yo, I feel like if I started doing Twitch, like, people would just see me fucking get, like, really pissed off at the game. It wouldn't be hot at all. They'd be like, this bitch is crazy.
Oh, shit. Well, Jada, you know, you're a little bit crazy. And we all know that, so let's not.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that Miss Cruz is a little wacko.
Let's not tell the whole world, right? Like, fuck this fucking game.
Everybody knows that. It's like a known fact, you know? Like, water is what Jada Cruz is a little crazy.
Yeah. But it's become really popular. You know,
it has been popular, and you know, it's super cool to see, I guess, like, it being expanded in that way, because, like, these girls, they look so cute too. They get put on little outfits in their little chair, and they just sit there and they play like games, and like, you know, I applaud them for that. But I just feel like I would get so frustrated, and it wouldn't be giving sexy for me.
But I'll tell you this: most of the time, what it's all about is like these dudes are watching, trying to figure out what their setup is. Oh man, she got a 3090 graphics card or whatever, you know. They'd be spending some real cash on their setups, on their PC setups, so which is also pretty cool. So, but to see them game, even if they're not the best gamer ever, just to, you know, game and chit chat with viewers, that's what it's all about. And
yeah,
believe me, a lot of these chicks make a lot of money from doing that.
For sure. And like, you know, like I've also seen like a lot of like bigger name girls, like they'll stop shooting pro scenes and then they're on Twitch now.
Yeah, it's a platform to make money, you know.
Yeah, and like they're just like on Twitch, and like, you know, they just like stay home and like they play their video games, and like, you know, they
talk about living the life, right?
They're like making an income off that way, and I'm just like, it's really cool to see, like, you know, that porn can also open up another avenue for you too.
I want to say this with Twitch. I want to say they don't discriminate as much as platforms like Instagram. I know it's, you know, you're not going to make money off of Instagram like you do on Twitch, but you're not going to get shadow banned on Twitch because
I'm so shadow banned, I feel like.
On which platform?
Oh, my first Twitter got deleted.
Well, you said you had got you went crazy. You went. It's crazy mode. Start arguing with.
Like like, I don't know, like social media is definitely, it's like another thing too that's like so hard with being in the industry.
I want to say I've learned a lot when you're promoting an adult brand. No matter what, you're always gonna have like a soft ban or a shadow ban if it's YouTube. That's why if like, let's say if you yourself, right, and you use your Jada Cruz name, you'll be pretty lucky to hit 3,000 subscribers in 1 year.
Yeah.
You'll be really lucky to hit that. You know, TP, our YouTube hit probably about 1.5 subscribers, about 145 views overall. But again, all of our viewers are, of course, which is good, is 18 and above. They don't suggest it as much because I think they already know that it's an adult brand.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the actual platform, but I know you follow because I texted you. I said, hey, look at this. That was a great video. You look really cute in it. But it's like off the back, like the first video, I was messing around one night. I was bored. I couldn't sleep, so I posted a picture with the Pattaya Thailand song, and all of a sudden I woke up and had like 1,000 views. Like, oh wow, like, and all of a sudden now it's like I post a video and it gets like 5 views in the first hour, but then
no, I was looking at that platform that you showed me, and there is like another video of me on there.
Oh yeah, the epic, you know, because that's the reason I really wanted to do that. There's a reason why I brought the balut to you, because I felt that it was very trending. It was
It's so funny though too, because on that platform you see a lot of other people eating it like it's nothing, and I'm over here like crying my eyes out. Like,
I bet you how many Filipinos are calling you maarte, and our
that's
listeners
what
that
my
are
family
Filipino.
said.
Exactly, I know that. I'm pretty sure.
And that's what they told me, and they were like, "You need to suck it up."
I told you this when
I'm
we
like,
were.
you don't understand how hard that was for me. Like, I told them, I was like, it wasn't like, okay, we're getting sidetracked, but it wasn't like, it was because I like could see it. I could see the fucking beak. It was like this,
And then of course I scared you when I said I thought I saw a feather, and you were like, "Nope, fuck this, we're not doing this."
I feel like, yeah, I don't know if I'd want to feel something like wet and fuzzy in my mouth.
That's what she said.
That's what she. Yeah, I knew you were gonna fucking say that shit.
All right, let's move on to the next niche or whatever.
Niche.
How about cosplay? I'm curious. I have yet to see you do any scenes with cosplay.
For cosplay, I've done it for content.
For your own content.
Like, you know, like my personal content, I've done it. But for like I did like I got booked one time for like a cosplay like photo shoot type of thing. But that was about it. I mean, it's fun to dress up.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing to see is like people that are super into cosplay and they get into porn. They really go fucking all out.
Oh yeah, there's some hardcore.
There's a couple creators that I follow, and they have like the most insane wardrobe, and like they have all of their scenes like themed. I think that's super cool. I love that.
The biggest issue with this, I want to say, and I believe I'm gonna be pretty accurate on this, is you got to be really careful because of trademarks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say you have a chick, and like, I don't know. Can you give me an example of a character that you're gonna get a copyright?
Maybe like I've seen people that dress up as like celebrities. That could definitely be one.
Or like Cinderella.
Cinderella could definitely be one.
Especially
or
the
like
Disney character, right?
The Disney ones, definitely.
Sure, you don't want to touch that because for sure you'll get the copyright.
Or like remember that Netflix show that came out Wednesday?
I'm sorry, you said it came out on Wednesday?
No, that there was a Netflix show. It was like the Addams Family Wednesday. I saw a couple people.
Okay.
People were like dressing up as that, but like the way that they were wording it was definitely, it looks super copyright. So like I guess that in that way you have to like be a little bit more mindful and careful about. You can kind of look like that character in that way, but maybe not advertise it straight off the bat as
you gotta be very, very careful. Yeah,
it's all about your wording in this industry.
Exactly. But I'll tell you this: there's something that I always, because when I first got into this industry, I always thought about what can I come up with to kind of with my own content and perhaps start a website of my own. But I'm more happy with where I'm at right now. With the #1 Filipino porn site in the world, TrikePatrol.com. But think about this. What's funny?
You're funny.
I've had a couple drinks already, so
I know you're super funny tonight.
That's what she said. But yeah, but think about this. There's a lot of hardcore fans out there of sports. Let's say for instance, Raiders. Think about a beautiful chick, a sexy chick in a Raiders jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Panties, jersey, just on the bed, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna get clicks. But
for sure,
especially when it comes to NFL merchandise, MLB, baseball being, hockey. Oh, that would be really hot. Like, imagine like just a beautiful chick in like a hockey jersey. Hockey jerseys are usually a little more looser.
Yeah.
But that would be really hot. Like, and I tried to bring you. Remember, I tried to bring you to the Sharks game, but you were being what were you being lazy?
I was being lazy as hell.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Too bad I was trying to take you. I was gonna get some good ass seats in Silicon Valley, but.
Yeah, me and Rose were being super lazy that day. That's the story of my life.
But yeah, that would be pretty cool, right? Sports teams, that kind of theme. But yeah, let's move on to the next niche. Here's a very interesting one, and I already know you're gonna laugh right when I say it. Cuckold.
Oh.
This is a very, very interesting one. What have you done here? Have you shot any content that was around this?
I've done some cuckold content, yes.
And what do you mind, if you don't mind sharing a couple perhaps scenes or, you know, whatever you can share about it?
It's very interesting.
Very
there definitely needs to be a conversation before you shoot it. I feel like that can be that way with any scene though, but I think that it can be really hot.
Very, very hot. Now, what is your definition of cuckold? And it's a very good discussion here.
It's super funny we're talking about this because my boyfriend's right here.
Hey, which is good. It's for the podcast.
Yeah. So the cuckold could be two different things. It can just be like, a lot of people shoot it where it's like, you know, let's say like I'm fucking someone and my partner's watching in that way. But I've also seen it where it's like super extreme and it's like they're tied to a chair and it's super crazy. So it can go in so many different avenues, I feel like.
Now, I think it can either be like, so cuckold being this dude just really wants to watch his chick get banged out.
Or like they're getting pleasure off of it while you're doing it with somebody else.
Gotcha. And there's also, you know, there's the hot wife, which is another niche or whatever we want to call it. So it's a very, very interesting, and we have some scenes, some cuckold scenes. We had just had one recently added to TrikePatrol.com with Jasmine Cruz, Connor Cox, which of course you may know who. Of course, Connor.
Yeah, she's so sweet. It's so funny because like we were like, she's like, her husband also, I think he goes by Cruz as well. So
Sexy
like,
Buns, very great guy.
They were like,
did you hear him? Like, I think I sent it to you. He was singing in Tagalog.
Oh yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, right? Like I was like, no way.
I was like, shit, he speaks better Tagalog than me. Like, yeah, fuck.
So shout out to JR for that. That was pretty cool.
No, but they're super sweet people, and hopefully I meet them this year. But they're super sweet. Cuckold scenes can be like, you know, like you watching someone, or like the hot wife, like you said, hot wife,
which is a whole different.
Like, you know, you getting someone getting pleasure while they're watching you, you know, do your thing, type of thing. So, but I think that it can be really, really hot.
And then there's swingers, which is kind of more with the hot wife kind of thing, right?
Yes, there are the swingers. So
there's so much great stuff in adult content. So it's really nice that we were able to discuss some of these things for our fans to listen to, and you know, whoever's perhaps taking a long commute to work and they can play this while they're in traffic, that'll be pretty cool.
Yes.
So before we end this, I do want to mention that we do have our St. Patrick's sale going on at all the sites: TrikePatrol.com, TukTukPatrol.com, AsianSexDiary.com, MILFTrip.com, Hello Ladyboy, and I hope I didn't forget any. Did I say MILF Trip?
Yes, you did.
All right, perfect. So again, thank you so much, Jada Cruz.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, of course, it's our pleasure. So for now, take care, and thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.